Good day. I think it's time to blow away a myth. This is E.T. here telling you the truth about wind generators. Wind generators, contrary to all what has been said, are not a renewable source of energy. In other words, wind generators are not renewable energy source. There's very explicit and simple economic reasons for this. Wind generations do not lower emissions, because you cannot make wind generators without creating emissions, and the fact is wind generators cannot replace or renew the amount of energy it costs to make them. They cannot renew the amount of economic activity required to pay for them. And when there's a downturn in the wind and the wind stops blowing and there's no flow of energy, you cannot renew the economic loss that is created by the wind not blowing, or there's a shutdown because the wind is blowing too fast. You cannot renew the energy what is lost to the system. You cannot then renew the economic that is lost to the system, because energy needs to be in a pool that allows a constant supply to the system. With wind generators, it's like a battery. It'll recharge for so often the system, but after a while the battery will die because of the dissipation rate created by the natural physics and chemistry within the battery. Wind generators acts basically the same within the economy, because there is no pool of energy that it can be stored within to constantly keep it at a level that then allows it to be constantly renewed or at a growing level, because you need to grow the amount of energy available to grow an economy. Wind generators are reducing the amount of energy available, so therefore you have to reduce the economic activity accordingly to make it look like they're working. And this is why in Australia they are destroying jobs and destroying businesses and destroying livelihoods. So the more they depress the economy and economic activity, the more they can say wind generators are working. And for all those people saying, oh, we don't want coal, if you don't want coal, you cannot have wind generators or any part of it, the copper cables, the blades, the cogs, the wires, nothing, the plastic line, the insulation, nothing can be produced without the heat created from coal-fired energy. Coal-fired energy generators or steam generators provide the energy, the heat exchange required for industrial processes. Wind generators cannot do that. You cannot accumulate enough energy at a consistent basis with wind generators. No matter how many you have, you cannot accumulate it enough to continually run any industrial processes, and that is why they're destroying the industrial processing system of Australia to make it look like wind generators are working when they're actually failing. You cannot, if those against coal, you cannot make wind generators without burning coal. You cannot be, if you're against coal, you must be against wind generators. Wind generators are an energy or economic dissipation system. They're not renewable energy. It has to be the greatest misuse of the English language we have ever witnessed, because it defies basic laws of thermodynamics, which actually refer or apply equally to energy as they do to economics. And there's something missing, deeply missing within the system, or the political system, the consultancy system, and all the boffins in Canberra, and the CSIRO and all the scientists everywhere have missed a very simple thing to understand. That economics works the same as energy. It's got an entropy system where it fulfills a loop. You're supposed to not lose energy, but the wind energy is energy dissipation. It sucks in energy to make it, to pay for it, the debt it causes. It sucks in energy, but it does not make enough energy to pay for itself and pay for all the costs it creates. Its wind energy is in fact like a black hole, of energy black hole, and that's what it's creating. The more wind generators they have in Australia, the more it sucks in the economy. The more the economy retracts, the less employment there is, the more money they have to borrow. They borrow the money to pay subsidised companies profits that they are guaranteed regardless, because of their natural growth in population. Therefore, subsidised companies don't need tax breaks or extra subsidy. Their subsidy should be reduced according to population growth, so that money then is distributed to support the population in employment and growth. Wind generators are not a renewable energy source, they are black energy. They're sucking in the energy, they're sucking in the economics, and it's an experiment or a gamble political people are willing to take with the people they're supposed to serve. Thank you. This is E.T. on a beautiful warm sunny day in lovely Australia. Thank you.